Once upon a time, in a deep and murky river, lived a crocodile named Colin. Colin was different from other crocodiles. He loved to play pranks and make everyone laugh. Instead of hunting fish, he preferred to make funny faces at them. Every morning, the river animals would gather around to see what silly antics Colin had come up with. One sunny day, Colin decided to play a trick on his friend, Bella the buffalo. Bella was munching on some grass by the riverbank when Colin floated up silently behind her. He put a lily pad on his head like a hat and made the silliest face he could think of. Bella turned around, saw Colin, and burst out laughing. "Oh Colin, you always know how to make my day bright," she said. But Colin didn't stop there. Next, he swam over to Sammy the squirrel, who was busy collecting nuts. "Hey Sammy, look at me," he called out. When Sammy turned around, he saw Colin balancing on his tail, trying to juggle pebbles with his snout. Sammy giggled so hard that he nearly dropped all his nuts. "You're the funniest crocodile I've ever met, Colin," he exclaimed. News of Colin's humorous tricks spread far and wide. Animals from neighboring rivers and forests started visiting just to see the famous silly crocodile. One day, an old and wise owl named Oliver came to see Colin. Oliver had heard all about the crocodile's antics and wanted to witness them himself. Colin, trying to impress Oliver, performed his best trick yet. He pretended to be a floating log, and when Oliver perched on him, Colin gave a tiny wiggle. Oliver hooted with delight. "Very clever, Colin. It's wonderful to see someone bringing so much joy to others." However, not everyone was pleased with Colin's pranks. There was a grumpy hippo named Harold who thought Colin was a nuisance. He decided to teach Colin a lesson. Harold planted some spiky thorns in Colin's favorite resting spot. The next day, Colin lay down and yelped in pain. He jumped up and realized what had happened. But instead of getting angry, Colin started hopping on one foot, exaggeratedly pretending he couldn't stand the pain. All the animals watching started laughing. Even Harold couldn't help but chuckle a little. From that day on, Colin, the silly crocodile, not only continued to play his pranks, but also taught everyone that sometimes, even when things don't go as planned, it's better to laugh it off. And so, the river was always filled with laughter and joy, all thanks to Colin, the silliest and kindest crocodile anyone had ever known.